Alright, what is up guys? Loser Maniac here, and welcome to a video where this isn't me talking about a game, just talking or not celebrating anything, just something I wanted to talk about for a while, but due to this whole stupid thing on my phone where I've run out of space or I have limited time, I haven't been able to go through with this. Now, I do want to say this is a sort of a story time video type thing, so if you don't like those, I'm sorry, but I want to talk about this because I don't know, some stuff has come up recently being like a few weeks or so. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but I just never really had the urge to or the wanting to. I've never been able to because of the stupid time limitation thing and whatnot, and trying to like cram those videos together, it just wouldn't work, and I'm all over the place with these stories. But this is a story time that, I don't know, could make me a bad person in the story, or may not. Maybe I'm in the wrong, maybe the person I'm talking about is in the wrong, but I'm not here to expose anybody. I'm not here to say I'm not here to say anything. I'm not here to be mean to this person, as much as I want to. Or anything. This is just me wanting your guys' opinion on this, seeing if maybe I'm the asshole in the situation or whatever. But to keep things unbiased, I will try and recall everything from memory, whether I did something terrible in this story or this person did or whatever. Again, I'm not here to. I'm not making this video to say if you know this person, send them hate. This is just me wanting clarification, seeing if maybe there was something going on. Now it is currently almost 9:15, 9:15 or 9:16. It's close to 9 p.m. Oh, it's around 9 p.m. So, that's why it's a bit dark out. Or that's how the lighting is a bit weirder than usual. So yeah, I do want to start this off by saying that I don't want to use any actual names for um, for confidential reasons. So for purposes like this, I will name this character Jack. Just so that way it keeps things nice and clean, and I won't have to constantly be like my friend, because there's like two friends in this story. So yeah, let's start. How far back do I want to take this? 6th grade. Yeah, I also had like a protein shake earlier, or protein drink, which is weird because I'm fat. So if I have like this weird taste in my mouth or whatever, or if it looks like I have a weird taste in my mouth, it's because I do. It hasn't expired, but protein shakes are weird for me. So back in 6th grade was when this whole story starts. And plus, I'll add a little bonus, like a little mini story in here. So back in 6th grade, whenever I started sixth grade, I had just moved to Colorado. So, and this is one of those where, like, I started a new school at a new state. So it was basically like starting high school at a new state, except this one was middle school in a new state. So I didn't know anybody. Now, I didn't notice. Now my thing is I'm very antisocial. I guess I'm more of like a introvert. So, um, and I always hated moving around. My dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot. I was born in Nebraska, and then so we moved from Nebraska to Washington, and then Washington to Kentucky, and then Kentucky to Colorado. Washington State. I don't want you thinking it was D.C. It wasn't D.C. It was state. So I had just finished my elementary school year in Kentucky. So now I'm moving. So I'm starting a new school year in Colorado. Now the thing is moving from elementary schools is pretty easy because you can. It's almost like a restart. You're not starting a whole new thing. You're kind of getting the general idea of what's going on in an elementary school. Like, for the only difference I would say is that, like, maybe there's like different types of doing it. Like, if I remember properly, in Washington we went. We had lunch in the gymnasium, or in the what we use as the gym room, and then I think my art class was also music class. I don't remember. It's kind of a blur. Which, by the way, I went back to the elementary school here. Last time I was here, and that school was burned down. It looked like someone had, like, there was a purge here, and someone had, like, burned that shit to the ground. It was kind of sad because that was where I made my first friend. There was at that school. So. But so yeah, starting elementary school is pretty much the same. My whole elementary school life has been the same. Like, you stay in one classroom for like the rest of the day, except for like maybe art class and music class and whatnot, and gym and lunch and whatever. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I didn't really know much of anyone, but I feel like as I got older, the more I started to be afraid of people. So. But when it comes to starting middle school, it's one thing if it's tough, or it's one thing starting at a new school, but considering the fact I'm moving from elementary school to middle school and also a new state, it was extremely rough for me because I don't like new things. Or I don't take. There are certain new things I like, but moving states where I have to get used to everything is just. It was tough for me growing up. It still kind of is now, but it wasn't as bad as back then. So I felt lost. By the way, my sister started a new elementary school year in Colorado, so she got the lucky half of that. Plus, she's much more popular than I am, so she got so much luckier in that. So, me being my awkward self, one of the things I used to do, and I think I still kind of did in high school a little bit, was my thing is if I overhear a conversation, I would join in on it. So you have to excuse me if the light keeps acting weird. There we go. Maybe that'll help. So actually, let me turn this off. Yeah, I'll leave it on. That helps. So oh, this dog is hating me right now. So when it comes to working, or when it not working, when it comes to doing or how I make. Sorry, I kind of resurface back to where the story was going. So my way of making friends back then was if I overhear a conversation I'm familiar with or whatever, I would join in on that, which is annoying, but it kind of worked in a way. And I kind of distinguish between how I can tell whether we were at least cool but not friends versus just like a one and done thing was if we talked about the same thing or different things that wasn't school related, then I knew that there was something there. But if they talked to me about school related stuff, or they talk to me again but it's about like school related stuff, then I know that it was just a one time thing and that we'll never talk again, which is fine. I wasn't trying to make friends, or I wasn't trying to be friends with everybody, if that was the case, I have failed miserably. Um, but so it was on my way to science class. As we was standing outside of, because like in my middle school, you had to like stand outside of the doorway whenever class was ready. You would stand outside in the doorway in a line so that the teacher could shake your hand. Throughout the entire school year, they shook your hand. Didn't even matter if it was the first day of school, the last day of school. They shook your hand as if you have met them for the first time. But so one day I overhear a conversation of Modern Warfare 3. Now I was very familiar with it. I was very knowledgeable enough to hold a proper conversation with them if they knew what there was. If the conversation moved between stuff Modern Warfare 3 related, I would be able to, hone in and listen and talk about my thoughts on. So, but I wasn't like a professional. Like I know every backbone, fucking everything, and I was also a compulsive liar. Not as much as I am. Well, okay, I'm not now. I do lie on occasion, but it's nothing too much. So me and Jack, the person in the story, got to talking, and that's when this whole thing worked between. That's when the whole thing worked between me and him. It was the fact that we enjoyed a lot of the same stuff. We enjoyed Modern Warfare, and we talked more. He's way into the Call of Duty franchise, which is what I am, which is what I was into at the time. I didn't know much about the Fallout franchise, and I wasn't a PlayStation person. I was an Xbox person. Now I'm a PlayStation person, even though I don't give a shit about the whole console wars shit. But so me and him got to talking, and then we became like really good friends. So at the one thing you also need to know was at this around this time I was living in a rental home. We haven't really bought. My parents hadn't really bought a proper house just yet. So and so we've been talking every once in a while. It wasn't until after I moved to the house that my parents had bought that we really started to talk more, and we added each other on contacts. We got each other's phone numbers so that way we could just talk whenever we wanted. I had unlimited minutes, so I could just talk to him for 3 years in a row if I wanted to, or 3 years without it ending. Although I doubt such a thing would happen, because I don't know the longest conversation is over phone. But so we go. So as I moved into this house, we started talking, and we learned that we lived really close to each other. I lived up a hill, he lived down the hill. So it was basically like I could just, and it wasn't that far. I could like bike to his house if I wanted to. It wasn't like one of those where like the second you're off the hill, it's the first house. No, it was down the hill and then out a ways. Like I'll say almost a mile, but maybe a quarter mile from my house. So not that long, but not that close. It would be like a nice, pleasant walk. So so then we started hanging out. I would hang out at his place. He would hang out at mine. I would stay the night at his place. He would stay the night at mine, and all the vice versa's and shit. I got to know his family. He got to know mine. He was there for me during some difficult points in my life. Not something I need to talk about because that's personal shit. Even though I'm talking about other personal shit, but that one's not something I'm gonna get into. So he was there through thick and thin of my life. He was basically like a brother I've always wanted. I do have a brother. He's my half brother though. So he was almost like, so he was my best friend, but it was one of those where like he wouldn't consider me his best friend unless it benefited him in some way. Like a lot of the times he would call and I just don't want to talk, like maybe he would, and he would just wouldn't stop, but that's neither here nor there. It's just, and then he would leave he left 50 voice messages, and I didn't pick him up because I thought, because I missed a call from my mom, so I thought one of the voice messages was from my mom, and I didn't want to have to hear my mom yelling at me and whatnot. So he left 50 voice messages. And then one of them said, "Come on, dude, we're best friends." So I'm like, okay, now he says we're best friends. So I say in real life, like whenever we hang out, I'm like, dude, we're best friends. He's like, no, we're not. I'm like, well, then what are we? But it wasn't it wasn't too much to be annoying. It was just confusing. So, and we learned a lot more about each other. We loved games. In fact, this whole channel was made with me and him. I One of the hidden videos, I do have a video privated, and that private video is me and him playing Modern Warfare 3. 3 or 2, it's one of those. More likely probably 3, because we was always on Modern Warfare 3 together, and I think Terminal had was a Modern Warfare 3 thing. Although maybe no. Yeah. It was a Modern Warfare 2 thing, but then it got like a DLC. Modern Warfare 3 had a DLC where Terminal was it. That's what it was. Because I remember No Russian was Modern Warfare 2. There we go. So, anyways, just going around. And we did everything. We did, well, not everything. And there was a lot of stuff we did together. And there was going back to like a lot of stuff that we learned. One of the things, one of the things that we had in common was we loved the band Avenged Sevenfold. Like, we was listening to his music, and then all of a sudden I forgot what song it was. I think it was Afterlife was playing, and I was like, hell yeah, you like Sevenfold? He's like, fuck yeah, I do. So we became really good so yeah, we were best friends. Kind of moving on to the short story here. One day and him and his family invite me to go snow tubing. Just me, not me and my sister, not me and my family, just me. Um, and so I decided to go. My mom was fine with it because it's a time to like get out the house. It's a time to spend with friends. Friends and his family. So we go. And one thing you need to know about me that kind of adds to this mini story is if I'm suddenly forced to wake up, or if I'm forced to wake up so suddenly, like if you burst in my room, yell at me, and shove all the lights on and soak me in water, I get jump scared like crazy because I'm easily scared. I get scared easily. So I had a nightmare one night, and an alarm went off that is like a very like old school ringtone, and I'm not talking about like the ding 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 stuff. I'm talking about like if you were to like be surrounded by a bunch of old people with phones, it's a guarantee you would hear this ringtone. It's one of like those old like flip phone type things. Like, I don't know the name of it. It's in like a Jax Films Yai video. In fact, the exact one, if you guys do want to search for it, it's worst time to get a call from your grandmother Yai. We made where there was like a joke. The comment said while making a YouTube video, and then like the comment is interrupted by Jack's grandmother, basically saying that his grandmother's calling him, and he used the ringtone that he used is the one that woke me up so suddenly. So now I used to be scared of it, but now I'm just like mentally uncomfortable with it. It's almost like PTSD, except nothing happened. I wasn't in a war or whatever, and I'm just being an asshole for some reason. So yeah, so there's that. Yeah, so high school comes around, but there was some stuff that we didn't do a lot of stuff together. Like I said, we didn't do everything together because we weren't like besties, but we were best friends. I consider like best friends being like the middle between besties, like you guys do everything together. Like if you guys have sex for the first time, you're gonna be there, like that sort of thing. If like if I want to get out the house, I'm going straight to your house. Like that sort of like besties things where you do everything together. And then there's like good friends where like you do have each other's phone numbers, but you don't really hang out a lot. So and then the middle ground would be like best friends. So that's what me and him were. We weren't doing everything together, but it would just be weird to see me and him not around. Everyone knew that if you wanted to look for me or for Jack, you were just trying to look for the other person. It was one of those. So high school comes around, and one thing you need to know about Jack is he's very into the military. Like, and I make it seem like it's a bad thing. It's not. Like he's hardcore obsessed with the military. I used to live near I think some war memorial. It was right by the middle school for whatever reason, and we would go walking. And one day we decided to walk down near the middle school area for whatever fucking reason. And we stopped at that war memorial, and he just saluted everyone. I'm sitting here, my fat ass is like, I just want to sit down. I mean no disrespect to the people who died there, but I was just like, I feel bad, but I'm not gonna. I just, it just seemed weird for me. I'm digging myself a hole, but hopefully you guys understand. If not, then I'm an asshole. So he was he was also way like into like military stuff. Like he had a lot of military gear. He took me to my first airsofting game. I really enjoy airsofting, and I wouldn't if it wasn't for him. So I do gotta give credit where credit's due. It is because of him that I really enjoy airsofting. He took me to my first game. He took me to a bunch of them, and it's because of him I was able to take my dad to his first airsofting game, and then he then took me, and then my dad then took me and my sister to my dad took my sister to her first ever airsoft game. So it's gone full circle, I guess. Now, so high school comes around, and we're growing distant. We're still best friends, but it's not as much. But we're not as we're not. You want to say we were as best friends as we were in middle school. There was still like he's off doing his own thing. I'm off doing mine. We understand. We get it. Plus, he had moved middle of this story. In the middle of this story, I'll forget about it. So I do want to say he did move houses. So that's also the reason why we haven't been hanging around a lot, was because he did move. I'm pretty sure it was either freshman year or mid sophomore year. He had moved to a new house, still within the general vicinity where he was able to still go to the high school, but it was like on the opposite end. I lived in Fountain, Colorado. So he lived in the Fountain area, but it was like on the opposite end of it. Like it wasn't like borderline Colorado Springs. It was still within Fountain, but it was still like on the opposite end, like opposite neighborhood. So we used to take the same bus stop, but now we both take different ones there. Let's just put it that way. So and he also got me my he was the one that I got my PlayStation 3 from. Was through him. I bought it from him. He made me a PlayStation person, believe it or not. So he's been trying to he's desperately wanting to be in the military. Now, I'm not gonna nag on him and be like, look, you shouldn't. But if that's what he wants to do, then that's what he wants to do. I'm not gonna stop him. Because I'm not his dad. Give me a moment. I need to charge my phone. Alright. So where was I at? Yeah, so he desperately wanted to go into the military. In fact, he's gonna make a thing to like graduate early so he can get like a head start on joining the military, which didn't work because he. Sorry, have to give me a moment. I'm fat, and I'm out of breath easily. I get winded very easily. Okay, so, but he said but I guess he suffered from PT. I'm not here doubting him or anything. If he says he suffered from PTSD from his parents yelling at him, then that's what he says. I'm not here saying that. I'm not claiming he's lying. I'm not claiming anything. I'm just here to give you what I know, what I've been told, and what I understand. So with that, he wasn't able to get into the military because of PTSD that he gained from the constant verbal abuse or the constant yelling that his parents were doing to him and his sister. So, and to be honest, I have witnessed his parents yelling at him in person. It is not. It's when I when he told me that he got PTSD from his parents yelling at him, I was like, I get it. I do. I've seen your parents yell at you. Even his parents has yelled at him when I was there. I've heard his parents yell at him when I was on the phone with him, and he didn't know about it or whatever. So yeah, I get it 100%. But it's because of the fact that he was suffering from some sort of like yelling or PTSD of some sort. That he wasn't able to go into the military, so that meant that since he graduated early, I had no one. I had no best. I did make some like friends in high school. It wasn't like he was my only friend, but at that point I didn't have anyone to talk to because I felt awkward because I know some people, I just don't know them well enough, and some of them would just be complete assholes to me, but I'm used to it, so I'm like, yeah, well, fuck you too. So, because I got bullied a lot, so you can be an asshole to me. I'm used to it. I'll be an asshole back because that's how shit works. So there were a few things I do want to mention, which is kind of relevant to the story. Give me a moment. Ooh, I'm not gonna throw up. I just felt a burp coming in. So, one thing you need to know, while he was out of high school, after he graduated high school, he found a girl, or he had met up with a girl. They started hitting it off, so now they were dating at the time. I don't know for now because I don't talk to him anymore. I don't contact anyone, and I'm no longer on Facebook. So I know nothing. Number two is I had a friend who I am gonna say because he's not the problem in this story. His name was Lewis. Lewis was a good friend of ours. And so I'm gonna title this like How I Lost My Friend. It is not gonna be about death. I was gonna say that. I'll put that before this at the start of the video, or before the video starts, whatever. So with this whole, and this was like way before the pandemic hit. This was, so I don't want you thinking like it was some sort of pandemic thing. It wasn't. It was whenever I was still in high school, actually. So, time flies when your life is in fucking shambles. No, so we did have like our own Three Musketeers. I do consider like in every group there's always one of three there's always one separate group of people. There's the smart one, there's the reasonable one, and then there's the perverted person. I was the pervert. And Lewis was the reasonable one, and then not to say that Lewis wasn't stupid, it was just compared to compared to Jack, he was very reasonable. Like I've done some unreasonable shit, and then Lewis has pulled me over and be like, "You probably shouldn't have done that." I was like, "No, come on, it's all right." So yeah, in case you guys are wondering what type of friend I am, I'm the dumbass pervert in the group. But that's for a later time. So another thing you need to know, which is kind of prevalent to the story, because um, is one day me, Lewis, and Jack decided it would be a good. Well, I'm kind of on board for whatever. I don't want to be I don't want to be the Debbie Downer that's just like, no, we shouldn't do this. Um, but I'm just the one that like follows along with people because I have no opinion in this. I had no opinion in my friend group. Jack took over everything, and you'll understand right now. So one of the smart ideas Jack had was to break into a house, an unfurnished, newly built house. Like it had all the carpet, bathrooms were set up working bathrooms, electricity. Like it was basically like, and I'm pretty sure people had just gone out or had just gotten out of the house, out of like the house tour. So it smelled like that new house smell, and we know that because there was still houses being built in that neighborhood, and we was watching closely to see the people leave that house. And we know for a fact it wasn't furnished because we would never break into a furnished house because that'd be dumb of us to break into a furnished house. Now look, I'm gonna come out and say this, alright? We are not criminals. We just did something that we thought would be cool. Do I regret it now? Absolutely. If the cops want to take me, fine. I'm not here to fight back. My testimony is here. I did something illegal. I'm sorry. So Jack and Lewis thought it'd be a good idea to shoot Nerf darts in the house or have like a Nerf battle in the house. In the unfurnished house that people could walk in at any point. Cops could have been there. Um, People could have seen me because I went upstairs to hide, and I'm noisy and tall. I'm noisy, and I'm pretty sure I was 6'3" at the time, so I was pretty tall. Compared to my other friends, I was the tallest in the friend group. So people could have easily seen us. The lights were on and everything. Not all the lights, but it was just enough to like properly see in there, without raising suspicion or anything. So and so we did. We played Nerf for like 10, 15, or maybe even 20 minutes, which was fine. And keep in mind, I didn't have any opinion in the group. If I said no, they would go on and do it anyways and drag me into it. And I could have called my mom and been like, look, they're doing something I don't want to do. But again, this is my best friend. These are my best friends. I don't want to disappoint them. So I gotta do it. You know? So, and there have been a couple times where they've made me do something that I probably didn't want to do and I don't remember. And I have never ever drag them to do something that they didn't want to do. Because I am not an asshole. I hate people who force other people to do something that they don't want to do. I hate those people. I am not one of those people. And if you are one of those people that forces people to do something they don't feel comfortable or don't want to do, fuck you. Alright? But I felt forced to be a part of this because Jack is my best friend. And I had a crush on Lewis, so although not as much as I did one Christmas day or day after Christmas. But that's a different story for a different time. One that I'm not going to get into, but so I want to say a couple of days later, I don't know if this was after. So my birthday had come around, and a couple of information you need to know. My mom's boyfriend's parents gave me gift cards to Little Caesars. My mom had gotten me. Oh no, it wouldn't have been Christmas. It had to have been. Oh no, it hadn't have been my birthday. It had to have been Christmas then, not my birthday. My birthday is like in June, so it couldn't have been that much. Because I recently gotten the Wii U. So it was Christmas, not my birthday. Every time I told the story, it's always been at my birthday. But no. So my mom's boyfriend's parents had gotten me Little Caesars gift card. My grandma had gotten me a Target gift card. And keep in mind about the Nerf battle. That'll come up later. Or relevancies to it. So one day, Jack calls me up, and I pick up because I don't know. It's been a while since I talked to him, so I was just like, whatever. And he goes, "Hey, I need." Oh, he also gave me. Jack gave me military gear, a poker set which I couldn't play because I'm underage, and I can't gamble. And some airsoft gun and an airsoft gun that doesn't work. It still doesn't work. Or that didn't work and it still doesn't work. So that's how English works. So he calls me up one day and he goes, "Hey, are you gonna be using that military gear anytime soon?" Now, again, I could have been, but I wasn't sure. Because I haven't been airsofting in like a couple years since the last time I did it, whenever I still lived in Fountain. So I was like, I don't know. I didn't know. And he says, because I know something I can do with this. There's a place I can go to sell this stuff and turn it in for, it was either cash or it was either money or points in the store. So again, me not wanting to be an asshole, because again, he's my best friend, I was like, okay, let's do it. And so I said, "Do you also mind if we go to the a gaming store? I need to cash in some of these. I need to return, either sell some of these games or figure out what to do with them." He's like, "Absolutely." We were both underage, but his girlfriend was of age. Don't ask, no clue. And so we said, well, my girlfriend's 18. She could come with us because we're going to need a legal person of age or an 18-year-old to come with us. I was like, okay, fine. I'm not here to ask questions. I just want these games going. One of which was Fallout New Vegas for the Xbox. This was way before I got it for the PS3, so I felt a sudden relief after I sold it. So the first place was that military store. It was off of Academy in Colorado. If you guys live in the Colorado, like Fountain, Colorado Springs area, then you guys know Academy. If not, it's basically like, it's basically full of like strip malls and shit. There's like a dollar theater. There's like this big place called Entertain Mart where you can buy books, movies, games, music, all under one roof. It was fucking amazing. God, I miss that place so much. I need to go to a music store and see if I can find something. Anyways, moving on. So we go to this military place. It was closed. So he said, "I'm gonna keep this stuff, see what I can do with it." I was like, okay, fine. To this day, I'm still not sure what those were gonna be about, but it doesn't matter anymore. So, and again, I could be missing details that make me the bad guy. I'm not here saying that I'm the good guy. Feel bad for me. It's just a matter of clarification, seeing if I am for some reason, or if this person's if maybe my parents told me correctly, which may seem confusing, but hold on. So another place we went to was Target, because I wanted to turn in my gift card, or just at least see what they have that I would be interested in. So after the Nerf battle, he was like, "Get you a Nerf gun." No. And this was the first time I ever stuck up for myself. I said, let's look around for a moment, and then if there's nothing else, maybe. Um, Keep in mind, I do not know how to. I didn't know how to drive. I still don't know how to drive. So it was just his car, driving around. So I was using up his gas. So whatever. So anyways, so I ended up buying. Something. One of the things I was looking for was Hydrogrod by Stone Sour, an album. I didn't know when it came out. I didn't know if it was like a fairly recent one or whatever. So I didn't know if I wasn't expecting to find it there because I had no luck in like previous areas where you could find it. I did manage to find it in like a mall here in Washington, in the Tacoma Mall area, like 2-3 years ago. So whatever. So we go. So I buy Mario Monopoly. That's relevant to the story. So at this point, he had already moved on to make his own YouTube channel. That's also important. He was no longer. I didn't fire him or fire him or anything. He just left on his own accord. I'm like, you know what? If that's what you want, I'm not gonna force you into doing this anymore. If that's what you want, by all means, do it. Have fun. You know, I was being the supportive friend in this case. And so I buy Mario Monopoly, and then we pick up his girlfriend. We buy, or we go to the store. We go to the gaming store, and I turn some stuff in. I turn in the games that they were willing to take for store points. One of the things I had gotten was Shovel Knights for the Wii U, which I didn't play there. I should have, but I did bring the Wii U with me. In fact, he had to go into the house and get the gaming system because I still had yet to have met my mom's boyfriend because he didn't trust me because I go off and tell my dad some stupid bullshit reasons. But hey, that's their shit. I'm not gonna judge them. I'm not gonna control them. So I ended up getting the Wii U. But one of the things we also did that same day was we ended up getting Little Caesars. We used my mom's boyfriend's parents' credit card or a gift card on Little Caesars to buy pizza. Which is a confusing part of the story. I know nothing. I still don't know how it happened, but whatever. So it's me, Lewis, Jack, and Jack's girlfriend. And as always, there's always that one person that's taken in a relationship. While I'm the pervert, the smart one is the one that gets the girlfriend. Which, fair enough, that's how it always is in these stupid cliche groups. But whatever. So, which is something I shouldn't admit out loud that I'm a pervert, but it shows I don't feel bad because it's just who I am as a person. So anyway, so Lewis leaves, so it's just me, Jack, and his girlfriend. Now, a couple of things you need to know about me. I want attention. I'm an attention person. I'm not desperate for attention. But if someone else gets attention, I get jealous. But it's not in the sense of like I get jealous up to the point where I do dumb shit to make your attention go to me. I just figure, like, you know, if someone is third wheeling on a date, spend time with them. Spend time with the third wheel also, because it's not because they're there to spend time with you, not not to just be there. And that's what I was doing. I was the third wheel in this case, and the fact that I wanted some attention from my friend because I'm he invited me to stay the night at his house. You could at least show your best friend some hospitality. We've been friends for like 5 years, 5 plus years. You could at least show your friend some hospitality, not focus on your goddamn girlfriend, but whatever. Alright. I let it happen because he's my friend. Alright. He wants to spend time with his girlfriend, whatever. I have had the most girlfriends out of the two of us, but he's managed to hold one longer than I have with those two girlfriends combined. So I'll give him that. Which is surprising coming from an ugly fat pervert such as myself. Who knew I'd get a girlfriend? Although that's that's subject around those are very questionable. So, but that's a different time. That made it sound weird. Anyways, so we have Little Caesars and we have Mario Monopoly. So, I'm getting tired at this point. I'm falling asleep and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go. I would usually sleep on his bed and then he'd sleep like opposite end of the bed. So like I'd have my head on like so like I'd be laying where like my head is on the head of the bed, and then my friend would be like at my feet sleeping, and then it'd be like 69 sleeping, if that makes sense, without the sexual shit. You guys get what I'm talking about. Which is usually how guys sleep on a bed, unless they're really like besties up to the point where they just don't give a shit. By the way, my friend is super serious. Like, I'm the joking one in this case, but he's like very like he takes shit way too seriously. Um, like even I know, like I get it. It's life is serious for him. And plus he's not autistic like I am. I don't think he has ADHD like I do. So he looks at life differently than I do. So I'm not gonna hold that to him, because I can't. But since his girlfriend was there, I don't want to be weird and be like, hey, can I sleep on the bed with your girlfriend? So I'm making a kind gesture to sleep out in the main area. Now he had moved to the basement of this house, and then within the basement there's like a main living room area. So I slept out there. His girlfriend, who was very nice, he was very kind. Um, so I wake up the next day. I'm watching YouTube, and his girlfriend walks out, and he goes, "Hey, are you doing okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing fine." Which I was. I wasn't like trying to hide anything. I was genuinely feeling all right. Like I was felt okay. She goes, "Okay, if you need anything, come knock on the door. Aaron's or sorry, I just revealed his name. I am sorry, but for purposes, I'll keep this story going. Jack is asleep. If you need, I'm awake, and he's a heavy. Aaron, Jack is a heavy sleeper. Why do I keep? Fuck it. Aaron's a heavy sleeper. All the Jacks in there just replaced with Aaron's. I tried my best. I can't help it. Um, like there have been times I stayed the night at his place. I've woken up at 7 a.m. and he's woken up at 3 p.m. I'm like, how the fuck? Granted, every time I've fallen asleep, he's still awake, so I don't know how long he's slept or how long he's stayed awake. But even if I was to stay up as long as he has, or if he was to go to bed before I was, and I fell asleep later, like maybe an hour or two later, and I wake up, he'd still be asleep. I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? I don't get it. So, yeah, Aaron was also a heavy sleeper, so whatever. Um, so Aaron's girlfriend goes, well, okay, so if you need anything, let me know. I'm awake now. So I figured she knew something was up because she had also asked that same day, like, so how did you and Aaron meet? And I told him, like, we've been friends for this long. So she knew how, I want to say intimate, but or how close we were. I've known him longer than he's known her, so it's pretty obvious. And she might have known something was up. I didn't. I didn't. To this day, I still don't know if I felt anything, but I text my mom like, "Hey, can you come pick me up?" And the text I got was weird. It was on my way. Get the pizza ready. Keep in mind, I don't know if she knew about the pizza. I don't know if Aaron had told her about the pizza or whatever the case was, but she somehow knew there was pizza. So I knock on the door. His girlfriend answers the door, and I said, "Hey, my mom's on her way. Um, she wants me to bring the pizza back with me." And she goes, "Okay, let me go wake up Aaron." So Aaron wakes up. When she wakes up Aaron, Aaron walks over to the door and says, he asked me what's up. I said, "Hey, my mom's on the way. I need the pizza back and can also have Mario Monopoly back." He goes, "I can give you the pizza, but would it be okay if I kept the game to make a review on?" And that's where the problem comes in, where I wanted to keep confidentiality, because I don't know if the video is still up on his channel. If it is, then shit, I probably gave away his channel name. I'm not going to say what it is because that's his personal thing. He has a lot more subscribers than I do, but whatever. So I go, "Yeah, sure. But just can I have it back when you're done reviewing?" He goes, "Yeah, of course. Keep in mind, my game, my board game that I bought with the gift card my grandmother had gotten me for Christmas." So I'm like, "Awesome, thank you." So my mom shows up and I have the pizza ready. I have all my shit packed up, and I'm just ready to go home and chill in my room and give Shovel Knights a play. Plus, I had gotten new games for the PlayStation 3, and the rest of the points went to Aaron's girlfriend's Game Boy Charger, which I gave her Tetris, which was my grandfather's game, but since he passed away, and he passed away, so therefore I can't get it back if I wanted to, because Aaron's girlfriend now has it. But whatever, I doubt my mom's gonna ask for it back. If she does, I'm fucked. But that's not the point. Let's move on. So, a few days pass, and by this point, he had already made the video on Mario Monopoly. So I asked him, "Hey man, I saw you made the video. Can I have Mario Monopoly back?" He goes, "Yeah. How about Thursday?" It was within the weekday, so it was probably like Monday, Tuesday, or maybe even Wednesday. I go, "Yeah, sure. We can do that." I said, "Are you gonna drop it off at my house?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll drop it off at your house." I'm like, awesome. Thursday rolls around. I hear nothing. So I call him up and I go, "What the fuck?" Oh, I text him. I said, "What the fuck? What was you were supposed to bring the game on Thursday?" And again, another thing you need to know about me: I'm easy to manipulate. I'm a pushover. I don't know if that's my autism, ADHD, and ADHD, or if that's just both. Or okay, well, autism and ADHD kind of lines in with both. Or it was just me not wanting to be an asshole. More likely, it was probably my autism. But that's pretty much it. So I don't want to be rude. So let me see something real quick. 2 bars. Holy shit. George's not here, whatever. So again, I'm a pushover, so I believe everything. To this day, I'm still a pushover. You want to take advantage of me? Fine, go ahead. I won't do anything. I'm kidding. But I still kind of am to this day, so whatever. So he goes, "I'm sorry about that. I had a lot of stuff going on. I was too busy. I'm sorry." I'm like, "Okay, well, is there a time that you can..." Again, I'm standing my ground again, because I paid for it, and I didn't own a Monopoly game, and this one seemed awesome, because I like Nintendo. Although there's some stuff going around about Nintendo, so I might not anymore. And so some shit happens. Um, and then so he says, again, it's either Thursday or Friday, and he says, "All right, I'll give it to you Sunday." I'm like, awesome. See you Sunday. Sunday rolls around, and the Monday rolls around, and the Tuesday rolls around. I haven't gotten this game back. So I'm like, fuck it. He's busy. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. So, or maybe he's forgotten. I forget shit all the time. Whatever happens, it just happens. So, so my mom's friend comes over. A friend of my mom's comes over, and we're talking. Conversation gets to involving Aaron. Um, and so, um, my mom says that he may have used me for something. Maybe it was, um, maybe it was the Little Caesars, because she didn't know about the Mario Monopoly until that night. And so I told her, well, we had went out. We did something with the military clothes, but we was gonna do something, but then nothing happened. So so we went to Target, and we got Mario Monopoly, and then she stopped me. She says, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, we got Mario Monopoly." And she goes, "Why didn't you tell me about this?" I said, "Well, because Aaron was gonna make a YouTube video of it, and then he was gonna give it back to me." And she goes, "Do you have it?" I said, "No. He was supposed to come down here Thursday and Sunday to bring it down." And then she goes, "Trevor, he hasn't been here. Do you seriously not have it?" And I go, "No, I don't have it." And then she gets mad at me for whatever fucking reason. I guess, okay, in my defense, I did hide it from her, but I did expect, with well intentions, of telling her when I got it back. Just be like, "Hey, here's this. Um, Aaron had it for a bit. Um, he made a YouTube video of it, but I let him keep it so he can do something with his YouTube channel, and then he did return it, and I didn't want to say, I have this thing, or I bought this thing, but I don't have it, so it would just be weird, So, and I feel like I should have told my mom, because sorry, the dog is over here, so hey puppers. So so then my mom goes, "You need to text him and be like, when my mom knows about Mario Monopoly, she wants it back by this date. Or otherwise, she's gonna get pissed in some." So, or I didn't give a specific date, but it was just, well, she didn't give a specific date because there's no way something like this would have happened. So I said, so she basically said along the lines of, "Tell Aaron that your mom asked for Mario Monopoly, like right now," or something like that. Um, so I texted Aaron. Um, I just said, "Hey, my mom knows about Mario Monopoly. Can you bring it over?" And he goes, "Sure, when?" And I go, "Well, now." My mom needs it now, and then I hear nothing, just nothing. So my mom calls up Aaron, and she goes, "So, Trevor told me about this Mario Monopoly." And he goes, "Yeah, I've been waiting on him. I've been texting him, but I haven't heard back from him. I have it ready." So, and I have texts, well, not anymore because it was on an old phone. Again, memory could be a bit fuzzy. This was like years ago. I'm now graduated. It was like mid junior year, sophomore year. I'm not. No, it was junior year. So I'm not sure what the fuck happened. I still don't remember what happened. I have like the memory of a goldfish, although some people say goldfish have really good memories, but whatever. So, no, you don't get any more. So, no, you don't get any more. Oh my god, this dog just will not stop. So, my mom was like, okay, well, can you bring it over? And he goes, is there any way you can pick it up? And my mom goes, no, I want it down here. So he goes, okay, I'll be there in a couple minutes. Couple minutes go by, nothing. So my mom goes, let's try something different. So my mom sends Aaron's number to her boyfriend. But before that, my mom says, look, I'm gonna call my boyfriend, I'm gonna mute myself, and then my boyfriend's gonna call Aaron. I'm like, okay. So my mom calls my boyfriend and he mutes, or she mutes herself just so that way Aaron won't hear that she's on the other end. So my mom calls up, or my mom's boyfriend calls up Aaron, and my mom's boyfriend goes, I'm here on behalf of Trevor's mom and Trevor. I don't want to give my mom's real name because that's not something I feel comfortable doing. Even though I just admitted to the fact that she has a boyfriend, but whatever. We'll ignore that. My mom's boyfriend goes, "Is Trevor game Mario Monopoly back?" And Aaron just goes, "No, he's not getting it back." Now it may have been because of the fact that I had bombarded him, my mom has bombarded him, and now all of a sudden my mom's boyfriend is bombarding him about it, and he was just like, you know what, just for that, no, I'm not giving it to you. Or maybe it was just one of those where like he didn't want to give it back because he used me or whatever. I'm not sure. To this day, I'm still confused, but whatever. So I no longer I stopped talking to him. And that was a hard moment for me because one of my best friends at the time had just said that all my money, that I basically bought something that I wasn't going to get back. He took advantage of me again. This wasn't the first, that was the first time he's done it. Trespassing onto private property was one. I'm pretty sure being at a high school at nighttime when it's closed to trespassing, I'm not sure. But there have been some things he's made me do that I didn't want to do and he took advantage of me for. And that's not something I wanted, and I felt depressed, or not depressed, but I don't know. I felt bad because he was my best friend, and I didn't want to lose someone that was close to me since day one of moving to Colorado. That I had known through all my time in Colorado. And so something like that just bothered me. But here I am now, suicidal, depressed, anxious, still a pervert, but I'm doing all right. But so this is where the story gets better. Probably for the worse, but whatever. So a year or so has passed after I graduated, or a couple months have passed after I graduated. A year has passed. I think a year has passed since that incident, close to it. I get a message on Facebook Messages that's just him saying he wants to talk. He tried calling me a few times, but again, just like my thing, I'm like, no, I told my mom about this, and she goes, do what you want. All right. I'm not there to help you anymore. I'm not. I moved to Aurora. I moved in with my dad. That's where the That's where the videos with like the different background of like a window. If you go back to some of like my Fallout videos, my earlier stuff where you see my face, that's it. I moved into that apartment that started this whole thing. So I moved in with my dad when so I told my mom, I said, well, what do I do? And she says, look, if you're asking me, if you're gonna take my advice, do not talk to him, or at least be careful when you talk to him. And so I was like, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's what I'll do. And so I made a mental note to myself. I said, here's what I'll do. I'll give it overnight. I won't talk to him today. I'll give it overnight. All right. It was late at night. My dad had been there. He had gotten off work for the day, and I didn't want to have to talk to him and be like, "Look, Aaron's calling me," because my dad knew about the whole shit going on with Aaron. So, and I didn't want to have him be like, I didn't want to have to bring him into it just yet. I wanted to be certain of what's going on. And so I waited overnight. I slept on it. I didn't think anything more of it. Next day, he continues. So I'm like, you know what? He's really serious about this. I'll give him a chance. All right, I'll give him a chance. See what he wants, and then we'll go from there. If he wants to be friends again, that's fine. If he wants to give me Mario Monopoly, at this point, I didn't care about Mario Monopoly because I had no way to put it now because I just seemed weird. So to just have it just because like I'm asking him for one thing that I won't use ever anymore just seemed a bit weird. So he calls me up and he said, "Hey, I moved down to Aurora, or within that area, or close to. I don't. He told me he moved to Aurora. I'm not sure. But he goes, I want to talk. Do you live somewhere else? Are you at the same place?" I said, "No, I'm here." And I gave him my address, and he said, "All right, I'll be over there." So I contacted my dad and I said, "Look, here's the situation that's going down. Aaron contacted me. He wants to come over. Would you be comfortable with me bringing him into the house, into the apartment?" He goes, "Sure, just be careful." And I later learned that we was going to drive around or ride around. He was going to drive around. We was going to walk around Target. Fitting, considering. Well, that, and it was late at night, and Target was the only place that was open. So around that time, Target's open till like very late, like almost like 3 a.m. something like that. I'm not sure, but it's they're open pretty late. So, God, it is 10. I've been talking for an hour. Should have paid attention. So so within that, he apologized to me. He said, "I'm sorry with all the shit that's going on. Let's just I just want things to be back to the way it is. Where you and I would hang out, we would walk around malls, walk around neighborhoods and all that stuff." And I was like, "Okay, we can do that." I gave him a tour of the apartment. I told him, "Here's my guitar. Here's some special book that my case manager gave me. There's my claustrophobic bathroom. And it's claustrophobic. It's really tight. Really small. And so we went out to, and I texted my dad mostly because of the fact that he's expecting me. He's always expected me to be there, so I didn't know how long I was gonna be out. So I told him, "Look, if I'm not there, then you know what's going on. So he goes, okay. So you gotta stop. I'm recording a video, dog. Fine. So 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 we talked for a bit, and this was before I went to the Slipknot concert. So I told him me and my dad got tickets to see Slipknot. He's like, awesome. So he was very happy for me, and then so we hung out for an hour and a half, whatever. We did something. We got lost. So usual shit that me and him would do. We'd be in his car and then we'd get lost. So because it was a fairly new neighborhood. If anything, I could have guided my way around if we had met up a year after I had moved in. So we said our final goodbye, and we haven't talked since. So no, I'm doing okay. I feel awesome. Even though I feel congested. And so, but I don't know. I made this video just to see maybe if I just want closure to see if maybe I did the right thing of. Now, another thing you need to know about me is, sorry, my eye is itchy. Another thing you need to know about me is I don't like contacting on the phone. And he said, look, anytime you want to talk, just hit me up. And I was like, does he know I don't like contacting people? And so we haven't talked since. So. Hi, puppy. Hi. Hi, Pepper. Hi, Pepper. Hi, Pepper. Sorry. This dog loves attention. That's what me and her have in common. We love the attention. So yeah. I guess we're both in the fault because I let our friendship slip away because I didn't contact him again, but he took advantage of me, and that's no. That's a big fat no. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what do you take away from the story? Am I the bad guy? Is he the bad guy? And again, this isn't me like saying you should hate him or whatever. Because again, I did specify first, or I did say first, asking if I'm the bad person in the situation. So I guess I'm making this video for more of like clarification of maybe I'm the, I don't know. Maybe maybe my mom had lied to me about some shit or whatever. I don't know. I just want something. Plus, I've been watching J Schlapp, but in the form of like the Daily Slap, so he's very serious in that video. In those videos, and I've been watching a lot of like I've watched a lot of like the J Schlatt Carson situation, so it kind of inspired me to talk about this in some way. I'm not going to reveal who the channel is because if for some reason you take away the fact that he's the bad guy in the story, I don't want you guys harassing him and whatnot. And I don't want to promote his channel because he probably doesn't even know I'm doing this anymore. He knew me as like 1X Beavis and Squadcast. He probably doesn't even know I'm Losing Manic anymore. If he does, then whenever I should probably check it. I could go over his channel and check his subscriptions to see if he is subscribed to me, because if he is, then he knows about this and he's gonna watch this. So there's that. Although my videos have been getting my videos have been getting no views, so I doubt he would watch something like those, but whatever, you know. Anyways, if you guys did like this video for some reason, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below something that gives me clarification if I'm all the usual stuff. If I'm the bad guy, if he is, if we both are, or none of us are. If I'm the bad guy and if I'm the bad guy to you, then awesome, because I don't want you thinking that, oh, it's just to make us agree with him that his friend is terrible. I don't give a shit. All right, I just wanted clarification. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. It'll really help out this channel, help me out. If you do subscribe, make sure to hit that bell, because I don't have a schedule, even though I uploaded AFK Arena yesterday or today as I'm recording this. If you do subscribe, make sure to share with a friend, because maybe they may like some of the stuff, I'm making that you obviously like, or they might like the videos I'm making that you subscribe to in the first place. So, yeah. Anyways, Lose a Manic out.